We will start by considering an isolated system with fixed energy E. For the purpose of the discussion, we will describe our system using the language of quantum mechanics. We will use the language of quantum mechanics, although we should keep in mind that nearly everything applies equally well to classical physics, classical system. In your first courses on quantum mechanics, you look only at systems with a few degrees of freedom. These are defined by a Hamiltonian H, and the goal is usually to solve the time-independent Schrödinger equation H C equals with E C. In this course, we will still look at systems that are defined by a Hamiltonian, but now with a very large number of degrees of freedom, say n approaching 10 to the power of 23. The energy eigenstates C are very complicated objects since they contain information about what each of these particles is doing. They are called microstates. In practice, it is often extremely difficult to write down the microstate describing all these particles. But, more importantly, it is usually totally uninteresting. The wave function for a macroscopic system very rarely captures the relevant physics because real macroscopic systems are not described by a single pure quantum state. They are in contact with an environment constantly buffeted and jostled by outside influence. Each time the system is jogged slightly, it undergoes a small perturbation and there will be a probability that it transitions to another state. If the perturbation is very small, then the transition will only happen to states of equal or very nearly equal energy. But with 10 to the power of 23 particles, there can be many microstates, all with the same energy T, E. To understand the physics of this system, we don't need to know the intimate details of any one state. We need to know the crude details of all the states. Sorry. It would be impossibly tedious to keep track of the dynamics which leads to transition between the different states. Instead, we will resort to statistical methods. We will describe the system in terms of a probability distribution over the quantum state. In other words, the system is in a mixed state rather than a pure state. Since we have fixed the energy, there will only be a non-zero probability for states which have the specified energy E. We will denote a basis of these states as n. And the probability that the system sits in a given state as Pn. Within this probability distribution, the expectation value of any operator O is sum of n Our immediate goal is to understand what probability distribution Pn is appropriate for large system. Firstly, we will greatly restrict the kind of situation that we can talk about. We will only discuss systems that have been left alone for some time. This ensures that the energy and momentum in the system has been redistributed among the many particles, and any memory of whatever special initial condition the system started in has long been lost. Operationally, this means that the probability distribution is independent of time. So, probability distribution is which ensure that the expectation values of the macroscopic observables are also time independent. In this case, we say that the system is in equilibrium. Note that just because the system is in equilibrium does not mean that all the components of the system have stopped moving. A glass of water left alone will soon reach equilibrium, but the atoms inside are still flying around. We are now in a position to state the fundamental assumption of statistical mechanics. It is the idea that we should take the most simple-minded approach possible and treat all states the same, or more precisely, for an isolated system in equilibrium, all accessible microstates are equally likely. Since we know nothing else about the system, such a democratic approach seems eminently reasonable. Notice that we've left ourselves a little flexibility with the inclusion of the word accessible. This refers to any state that can be reached due to the small perturbation felt by the system. For the moment, we will take it mean all states that have the same energy E. Later, we shall see contexts where we add further restriction on what it means to be an accessible state. So, accessible here, like states that have same energy. Let us introduce some notation. We define omega E equal number of states with energy E. The probability that the system with fixed energy E is a given state N is simply Pn equals 1 divided by omega E. The probability that the system is in a state with some different energy E accent not equal E is 0. The probability distribution relevant for system with fixed energy is known as the microcanonical ensemble. This omega E is usually ridiculously large number. For example, suppose that we have n to the power 10 to the power of 23 particles, each of which can only be in one of two quantum states, let's say spin up and spin down. Then the total number of microstates of the system is 2 to the power of 10 to the power of 23. This is a silly number. In some sense, numbers this large can never have any physical meaning. They only appear in combinatoric problems, counting possible eventualities. They are never answers to problems which require you to count actual existing physical objects. One slightly facetious way of saying that this is the numbers this large cannot have physical meaning because they are the same no matter what units they have. If you don't believe me, think of 10 to the power of 10 to the power of 23 as a distance scale. It is effectively the same distance regardless of whether it is measured in microns or light years. In quantum states, the energy levels will be discrete. So in quantum states, energy levels will be discrete. However, with many particles, the energy levels will be finely spaced and can be effectively treated as a continuum. When we say that omega E counts the number of states with energy E, we implicitly mean that it counts the number of states with energy between E and E plus doi, where doi is small compared to the accuracy of our measuring apparatus but large compared to the spacing of the levels. We phrase our discussion in terms of quantum systems, but everything described above readily carries over the classical case. In particular, probabilities Pn have nothing to do with quantum indeterminacy. They are due entirely to our ignorance.